It's the program's first 3-game series sweep to open a season since 2002. What are your thoughts on the start?
Well, my thoughts on the start are I'm glad we won all 3. There's some things about this team that I learned over the weekend. You know, every time especially early in the year, you want to learn as much as you can about your club. I learned a lot more about this team than I knew going into it on Friday afternoon, I can tell you that. This team, you know, we faced some adversity. It wasn't like it was an easy weekend. We faced some adversity. UT Martin, they had a bunch of returning hitters. They had a few pitchers that returned some decent numbers. So our team had to battle back, obviously, on Saturday and Sunday, and heck, we're fortunate to be 3-0 right now.
And talk a little bit about the pitching from this past weekend. I mean, through the first 2 games particularly.
Yeah, Garrett Harris was solid. I mean, that's what you want your Friday night guy to do, to go out there and grab a hold of the game and take you deep into the game and turn it over to the bullpen. I thought he was outstanding. He took that line drive off the chest and gave us another inning after that, and he worked out of some jams. So it was good that he had to face some adversity first game of the year. Jeff Miller was solid as well. I don't think he gave up his first hit till the 5th inning, and Garrett Harris as well. It was 5 or 6 innings before they got their first hit. Jeff Miller was outstanding. You know, they threw their breaking balls for strikes, and they put hitters away, and they attacked the strike zone early, and you know, they shared the ball, they went after the hitters, and they were aggressive, and that's what you want your starters to do. And Miller got us deep into the game. He would have gone out for another inning, but his back tightened up, and Dustin Crenshaw on Friday night came in, did an outstanding job. Kyle Dees on Saturday was outstanding after Miller. Yesterday, you know, obviously W needs to give us a quality start. The game starts and stops on the mound. It's all about getting a quality start, but you know, you still have to win those games when you don't. When you don't get great pitching, you've got to win, and our guys found a way to battle back and win. And we were sketchy out of the bullpen, but they, you know, Josh Warnsberger came in and got us out of a jam. He had 2 big strikeouts, and the second inning he went out there, he wasn't quite as sharp, but when it mattered, he made some pitches. And Corey McGinnis at the end of the game, with the exception of the balk, you know, that scored that run, I thought he did a heck of a job.
Now, looking ahead, this upcoming weekend with Alabama, Central Florida, Southeastern Louisiana coming in for our tournament, what are some things you're looking for between now and then to improve on from this last weekend?
Well, we need to continue to pitch well, and we need to pitch well throughout the whole weekend. UT Martin had a lot of right-handed hitters, so it didn't give me a chance to get some lefties in there, left-on-left matchups like Phillip Bird. So I wasn't able to get as many relievers out there as I would have liked because they were so right-handed dominant. So we'll obviously have to get Phillip out there, and hopefully Tuesday, hopefully Jackson has some left-handed hitters. I have to go in there and look at their lineup today after we get done with this. But you know, this weekend, obviously our starters have to do well, and you know, from a lineup standpoint, we've got to swing the bats better. We struck out too much. We popped up too much. We gave some at bats away. We can't do that moving forward, especially against good teams or teams in the Sun Belt. This weekend, you know, we've got UCF, Southeastern Louisiana, and Alabama, all 3 great clubs. We need to tighten some things up. We played great defense until yesterday. We need to tighten some things up offensively. We need to tighten our strikeouts up and move the ball a little bit harder. We need a little more production from some guys. But the year's early, and you know, guys like Jake Overstreet, Brent Tanner didn't have a great weekend numbers-wise, hitting-wise, but had a huge home run the other day. Jake Overstreet was outstanding. Nolan Early swung the bat well. Logan Kirkland, I think he scored 5 runs over the weekend. He was on base all the time. So there were some guys that did some really good things this weekend. Brad Hook with a big walk-off hit, and he had a couple knocks this weekend. So we just need 3 or 4 of those guys in the line. Jerry Rome hit the ball hard, didn't have a whole lot to show for it. But it was good to get Brent Mitchell back in there. He caught on Sunday. He did a good job. That guy's tough as nails. He gives you a quality at bat. He dinked one into left field, and he put the ball in play for that last run. So we definitely have some things to work on, no doubt. But everyone else in this country does, and we're just fortunate to take 3 games, like I said earlier.
I guess real quick, with the changes in the bats, what's your take on it through the first weekend from a pitching standpoint? Not
as many balls are going to scoot through the infield. Balls aren't going to jump off quite as hard, but as you can tell, you know, college baseball is still an offensive game. There's still going to be runs put up. You're just not going to see as many home runs. Home runs are going to be down, conservatively, they're going to be down 50%. I would have to imagine 50 to 60%. And if you did the numbers across the country this weekend over last year, I'd say home runs are probably down 50%. The ball's still going to travel if you pull it and you get it good. It's still going to go. You're not going to see balls into the wind that are hit out. You're not going to see many balls opposite field hit out, and that's going to be the big difference. That's, yesterday, the 11 to 10 ball game, that could have easily been 17 to 15, 17 to 16. I don't think you're going to see as many of those high double-digit scoring games as you saw last year. You're still going to see some, and I looked at the scores and I saw some outrageous scores the other day. But taking consideration it is early in the year and some teams are just getting out of the gym, and we've had some weather problems. So the hitting will catch up. Pitching always has the upper hand. The hitting will catch up, and you'll see some home runs. You'll see some offense put out, but you just won't see the home runs.